DC here. Hi guys and gals. Well, it is Thursday morning and I'm walking to work. Seems like the camera is showing it lighter than it actually is. The sun is just barely up. You can see maybe a little bit over there in the distance. There's the moon. I don't even know if you can see it. It's just a sliver. So I thought as I'd be walking to work early, I would talk about the latest spooky, you'll see why I probably get that way, SpookyUniversity, which is, I don't have the stuff in front of me right now, of course, but it's pretty well, we could say, psychic experiences, and I've been thinking about this one and how to talk about it. Now, I think that when you get down to psychic experiences, and now I'll be talking the way that I see it, and that doesn't mean that you have to have the same opinion as me, by far. Of course, that's not the idea of these videos. So, for me, there's two types of what I would almost call psychic experiences. One would be a heightened sensitivity between individuals, and I'll get to that in a second. And the other one would be relative to psychic phenomenon with so-called spirits, and I'll get to that one soon as well. Now, first off, there are certain ground rules, and as I say, this is the way that I bring it. I don't know how the focus is today because it's kind of dark. Anyway, seems to have problems with the focus. Anyway, so there are certain ground rules involved. First off, it depends how you, I see it this way. Being a Christian believer, and I know some are going to say, oh no, well, I'm sorry, I got to define it that way, and if you're not happy with that, well, just go watch another video. But being a Christian believer, there's certain ground rules that are related to psychic phenomena. And does that mean that there aren't any? No. But the ground rules basically are that there's you could say a wall, a barrier or something for the moment between the dead, so dead persons, and us. Now, I can already hear some people saying, well, wait a minute, what about? Well, I'm just saying this is the way I see it. And that's the way that for me it's been laid down, is that there are psychic phenomena, but if they're there, they're allowed. They would be exceptions, but they will also be fake appearances or things that are similar that will be done by different spiritual entities that are out there. Now, what type of spiritual entities are out there? Woo! Now, that's a big one. The big one in the sense is that all our spirits are out there. And yeah, of course, God, angels, and now I'm going to shock people even more, devils and demons, the devil and demons. So those are the ground rules. So the psychic phenomenon that way is going to come from one of those relationships. Yeah, I'm saying it the way I see it, and As for me, I mean, it's not really a debate, actually. I'm just bringing it out that way. Now, I'm not trying to force this through anybody's throat. I'm just saying. Now, the heightened response between individuals as something else. Now, it's not ESP, it's not... I think it's just up to a point. Some of us are more attuned to phenomena around us, are more attuned to people's feelings, and I think we could call it empathy, call it what you want, call it an overdose of oxytocin, for making us maybe more loving, I don't know, but there's something there, and that is definitely without a doubt, when we talk about particularly bonding, I think we can say without a doubt that some of us really feel what the others are going through, and that is a type of psychic bonding. I have had in my life, actually less lately, but I've had in my life some very vivid dreams which would speak about people and what might or could happen. And I believe that those dreams were given to me by powers above. So we get into the first category, and they were relative to people. So that gets you into the second category. Have I felt that I've lived through things that I have had premonitions? Yes, a few times. And can I explain them? Not really. But that doesn't change anything, really. What else? I think that there's another thing, is that when you know somebody very well, and you've not only had a lot of time with them, but had a lot of time with their inner being, and if you know what, I mean, if you've had really best friends with some people that you really know what's in their inner core, it's so much easier. And I think that way it's quite easy to get that bonding with them. There's also moments of longing at times where you do realize that maybe you and others at the same time are feeling for things. There's that sensation of what one might call pining for one another, and not always in the loving sense, I mean, but just in a sense of I want to be there or share something with you. And I sincerely do think that people who are close to one another will often have each other in their thoughts. There is something in Christian doctrine called prayer, and within prayer, one of the doctrines, it says pray constantly. That doesn't mean mumble jumble all the time, but it does mean to push your spirit towards a communion with another spirit, which in the case of prayer is God. Now, if you go push that a little bit further and say, I'm pushing my spirit in communion with that of another person. Now, this is not quite the same thing, but it is tending or pushing towards knowing the mind and the thoughts of another. And up to a point, that can be seen as a type of mutual prayer, but it's also in an indirect way. We could almost say it's psychic bonding. Heavy stuff. So Claire, for this SpookyUniversity 51, is it 51 or 52? It might even be 52. I'll have to check the number now. Yeah, you pushed us over the limits. I mean, there are different ways of answering this. I mean, one can make very light of it. I tried not to make very light of it this time, and it's going to be a long video. So that's DC signing off. So for SpookyUniversity, take care, everybody. Bye bye.